Coming from Silverstone and all the great things that happened in Silverstone. Beautiful racing. Not the best race of the season, but should be out of the 12 races we've had now, should be like number 3. We've had great races this season, but Silverstone just stand out because it has always given us great racing and beautiful scenery, beautiful racing, twists and turns, the rain, the dry, in the past few years, and Silverstone has always delivered, and yet he delivered again. And we had our winner, Lewis Hamilton, winning the race with the Mercedes commanding the lead through the pole position, and they started 1 and 2. Russell won, Lewis Hamilton 2, and Lewis Hamilton came to win the race. Behind him was Max Verstappen, the championship leader, then Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri. Then we have Carlos Sainz coming 5th. What a great race, and what a wonderful race. The Drusel was unable to finish the race due to some water leak problem, and they had to preserve the engine, so they had to end this race because they knew at the end of the day he won't finish the race, so why waste the engine? Charles Leclerc's race was more or less destroyed by the team Ferrari because they were trying to play fast and see how they can gain advantage, which was the same thing that happened to them some races back in Miami, I think, in which they messed their own race up. Same thing happened here again, and I feel sorry for him. Checo Perez, in one of the fastest cars, is still feeling like a lagging behind person. Wow. We had Nico Hülkenberg continue to prove himself, continue to tell us that he's not in one of the best cars, but he can prove that he is still one of the best racing drivers in F1 today. Oh, that guy drives his ass out. Now, news coming up telling us us and Toyota might be partnering, but Toyota is looking for a way to get back to F1. They are looking at us, and us is a very good team that needs money and needs more promotion, and they can accept someone like Toyota to partner with them. And I think in future, Toyota might be an engine supplier coming back into F1. That would be a great thing to hear. We don't know where Andre Newey will be going next, but the RB17 was launched 3 days ago. For me, from my assessment, I didn't make any video about it. I decided to say it here because from my assessment, it's just an F1 car covered in a cape. So it's like the RB20 that they covered in a cape. It has the front wing, the rear wings, the side pod, everything. You now put the cape around it, and the car looks astonishing. Brilliant idea from Andre Newey. And I think they're making just few of those cars and selling at a very wonderful price. I wonder how these guys do it when the engine and gearbox of an F1 car costs close to 10 million and they make a car out of it and they sell it something like 2.5356 million. How do they do that? I don't know, but they get it done. That's how they do it. There has been speculations that he will be staying in England. He's not moving to Ferrari in Maranello. But is it possible? We don't know yet. Everybody is cleaning their house. Aston Martin is cleaning house and recouping, while Ferrari is cleaning the house, but we don't see them recouping anytime yet. They said they are going to bring a big name very soon when we go on the mid-season break. That's after the Hungaroring and the Belgium race. We are going for like 3 weeks. And we come back and yippee, we go back to racing. Andre Newey has been so much speculated about since about 3 months ago, but we should know where he will be going to as soon as possible. He has started his gardening leave, but we will know where he's going to. Should it be Ferrari, Aston Martin, or McLaren? We would know as soon as possible. Also, RB drivers, I don't know, it's been crazy with the Red Bull drivers. Only Max Verstappen has been outshining. Ricciardo, after criticism, he comes out shining and he goes back into his shell. We have Tsunoda that signed another contract that keeps delivering in that RB car. And we have Liam Lawson sitting on the fence waiting on who will be asked. And we have Checo Perez having an unbelievable season. A season that I think he is regretting. Well, it's not been a good season for him. He's been everywhere, not been performing in that same car that Max Verstappen has been performing. He had a good race in the first 4 races, but since other teams have brought upgrades and they're catching up, Max Verstappen has been driving his ass out of that car. Meanwhile, Checo Perez has been falling behind. He's not been having a good drive. Well, let's see what happens in that team, but I think it's going to be a hacks and a bit. That's what I think will happen for the RB team. A lot of tests had gone during the week, and Liam Lawson is seen to be impressing. Also, for the Mercedes, we have Kimi Antonelli impressing, but we don't know who is taking the seat Lewis Hamilton is leaving. Is Lewis Hamilton leaving and improving Mercedes and going to a deproving Ferrari? We can't say yet because he's moving in 2025 so that he can be part of the team that will develop the 2026 car to get the best out of the car. He doesn't want to stay in a team in which they don't listen to him, and at the end of the day, and he has spent over 10 years as a driver for Mercedes and over 15 or 16 years as a Mercedes prodigy. Smart move for him, but is he making the right decision? We don't know yet. So we go diving into Hungarian Grand Prix, the Magyar Nagid. Well, I don't know if I pronounced it well. In Budapest at Hungaroring. The first race was held in 1936, and we've had 39 races in Budapest. Now, the new Hungaroring racetrack was resurfaced, redone, and reinvented in 2003, and it has been running till now. Lewis Hamilton had 8 wins. That's the driver with most wins on the Hungaroring circuit, with McLaren having 11 wins as a team. The race circuit length is about 4.381 kilometers. That's about 2.722 miles. The race length is 306.630 kilometers. 70 laps. Now, the funny thing is like the Silverstone circuit in another dimension. A lot of fast corners, few hairpins, about 3 circumferences like that. That makes it a fast flowing circuit. If it were like to have lots of hairpins and a lot of slow corners, then it would be a very long circuit, and I don't think they will be doing 70 laps on it, but they'll be doing 70 laps here. And the last race, we had Lewis Hamilton on pole with a 1 minute 16.609. But Max Verstappen stole the show and won the race. Lewis Hamilton was able to peep him to the pole by some few tenths last year in that W14 that was not performing. But with the Mercedes having a good race car, a performing car in the last few races, how will the Mercedes be able to deliver great race in Hungaroring? There's been speculations that Mercedes will be fast, McLaren will be fast, and also Red Bull are giving us a possibility of, oh, they are not going to be fast, no, this, that. But I can tell you, Red Bull are going to be fast. Mercedes are still bringing more upgrades, and if you look at the upgrades Mercedes have been bringing, it has been working. Unlike Ferrari that has been bringing upgrades that have not been working, and they need to look at what Mercedes did to cure their bouncing problem. That solution was kept hidden on the front upper section of the upper arms wishbone of the car. They need to do something like that to keep that car from porpoising. That's when they can get a related translation of what is in the sim right to the track. The upgrades are fast, but because the car is porpoising, they lose time. So Ferrari needs to do something about that. Now, the trophy in Hungaroring is handmade. That makes it so beautiful. It's an handmade trophy, and it cost approximately about 6 months to deliver the trophies, and that makes it one of the most organic and traditional races in Europe. It's a beautiful city. Budapest is a beautiful city with so many ancient things that makes it beautiful, and I think the drivers are going to enjoy this weekend. For sure, they're going to enjoy it. It's going to be filled with so many thrills, ups, downs, and wonderful moments in Hungaroring. I bet you don't want to miss it. Now, we're having a back-to-back race now, the Hungaroring and the Belgian Grand Prix. The weather forecast for Hungaroring, we have for Friday, FP1, FP2, sunny and gentle breeze. Temperature of about 36 degrees. Chances of rain, 5%. Saturday, FP3 and qualifying, sunny and gentle breeze. 34 degrees. Chance of rain, 10%. That's times 2. Now, forecast for the race day on Sunday. Sunny with a chance of light showers. 34 degrees. Chance of rain, 30%. That's times 3 of what we are having on the Saturday. There is a chance of rain, which means there will be light showers, but not full rain or full-fledged rain like we might think would occur. So it's going to be light showers, which will also give us an interesting race in Budapest. I can tell you it's going to be interesting in Budapest. For tickets, a lot of tickets are sold out. Forget totally sold out. We have good tickets from about $20 and above, which looks good and better than the Silverstone ticket. We have for $6 ticket for Friday. On the race day, we are going to have ticket as high as $216 to $400. I think for a race around that place, still looks good. So the tire strategy for the Hungaroring will be the C3 hard tire, C4 medium tire, and C5 soft tires. That will bring in a lot of activity. When we have light showers, will they be able to go on to the inter tires, or we have a mix of what happened in Silverstone? Until the race, we would know. And also, it's going to be very interesting. The last 2 races, that's 2023 and 2022, have been wonderful races. The Hungaroring has always been a good race for the Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. If you look at 2022, George Russell qualified on pole. 2023, Lewis Hamilton qualified on pole. It has always been a good race for them. In 2022, Max Verstappen won the race, with Hamilton coming second and George Russell coming third. Apart from George Russell qualifying on pole and Lewis Hamilton 7th and Max Verstappen 10th. They both went ahead of him. In 2023, Lewis Hamilton qualified on pole but ended the race 4th position, with Max Verstappen winning, Lando Norris 2nd, Perez third, and Hamilton fourth. In 2021, Lewis Hamilton qualified on pole, came third in the race. It was a very good race because there was rain, there was accident, there was Bottas effect. It was a very wonderful race. That track is not always used. The Hungaroring track is not always used, so it's going to be so dirty, in which the drivers need to lay rubbers down there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they pray there will be no rain. There's another track that has been built there that was launched last year. I told you about it in one of our videos last year. You can go and watch it. The Hungary race is going to be very beautiful and is one of the best races in Europe. And I can tell you, this weekend is going to be very fantastic. Still a race between the McLaren, the Mercedes, and the Red Bull. I can't tell you who will win, but up until the FP1, FP2 will be able to analyze what we see and who will win the race. It's going to be a very interesting race. You can't afford to miss it. Catch you on the next podcast. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.